Hey guys, Dylan from the Geek Duo here, and today I'll be bringing you my reaction to The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 4, titled Day 1. In Seattle, Ellie and Dina find themselves amid a brutal battle between the zealous Seraphites and a something. I'm assuming it's going to be related to the WLF. So, apparently, the Seraphites are the group that were absolutely decimated in the forest in the last episode. I don't know anything about that group. They are apparently from the game. They use whistles to communicate while they're hiding and using like bows and arrows and melee weapons to like sneak attack you. So it's an interesting enemy type. I don't know anything about them other than that, like what their dogma is or anything. So I don't know why they're at odds with the WLF, other than, well, religious sect, military sect tend to butt heads a lot. So yeah, um, like I said, I don't know anything else that's going to come from this. Like we've explored essentially everything that I know. So let's just get this started in three, two, one, go. There we go. Don't know what happened there. It seemed to double click the button. Moron. You were Fedra. High ranking Fedra as well. Hmm. Yeah, that is what we've come to know about Fedra. Yuga. Why do I feel he's saving him? I don't know, something just feels off here. And I'm not just saying that because I'm pretty sure I know who. I'm pretty sure that's Isaac. Okay, yes it is. Well, I was right. Saved the greenie. They didn't really give him much of a choice. Yeah, something just felt off about that. Even not knowing that that was Isaac, who would have told me that something was off there. I wonder, is by the end of this, the intro going to change again to show Ali and Dina? That's my prediction. Because it's already changed to be more springtime compared to winter that it was at the start. Maybe that was in the last episode too, I don't really remember. "11 years later." So this is 29. I would have thought 27. This is what, 2002? 2002, then 20 years and 5 years, so am I misremembering? What'd you find, Dina? Well, that was pretty explicit. By explicit, I don't mean the mentioning she's gonna pee, like the what she's doing there, really. Like what she found. true. They wouldn't. Surely, surely that would carry on. Like there'd be some people to carry it on. Considering the Fedra Corps is around, probably not. Great job, Ellie. Hmm. So, what, you think they shoved something down the barrel or dropped something in and held it closed? They took the radio station. Hmm. Can't say I've ever seen a music shop that had doors big enough for a horse, but one, I don't think any of those records would be good, and two, I don't think any equipment to play them would be any good, so. The hi hats, yes, the skin on the drum should be cracked as shit. Seems I'm being a bit nitpicky, but I got a guitar over in the corner. Hasn't been touched for half the time, and one of the strings snapped. I don't immediately recognize this song. Wasn't expecting um singing. Is this one of the songs that's actually in the game? Because I know there are a couple guitar sections. We'll see what my confused head tilt was in a sec. Yeah, that's what I thought. I did have subtitles on, so why was there none for the song? Unfortunately, you can't really take a guitar on the horse with you. Might be able to pick it up on your way out, though. I would have put it back in the case, but is that one of the splash screens? Hmm, working gas stove. Who does he have tied up? with lid. Well, okay. What's up with the scar over his eye? Now there has been a penis on the screen. Interesting that there's a lot of dissent within the WLF. Hmm. I'm surprised they have any guns. So eventually you'll run out of numbers. Well, that's a power move. And he recognizes he's lost the. He recognized that he lost. Took me a second to realize that was the greenie. There's already blood on that. exactly the most stealthy of entrances, but this doesn't seem like the kind of place that would have an industrial kitchen. So this is an old hideout, I'm guessing. Are there any Seraphites left, though? Hmm. The same symbol as on the back of the people in the woods. That's a fair question. Okay, not quite that old. Hmm. Do you think they're gonna hold back long enough to see that they're not marked? You really think you can make it up those stairs unseen? I guess the answer is yes, because even I couldn't see her. Not gonna be able to go loud, so what's your plan? You gonna get called away just in time or sneak out behind? Congratulations, you've both now killed a human. I would not want to be crawling in between all that rebar. See, that's the problem. They know this area a lot better than Ellie and Dina. Maybe you guys should have just stayed holed up in the. Really? So I'm assuming the flares are to, like, cast any shadows that may pass. Well, it's a good thing they're on that side of the. That's a lot more than 5. Gross. You know, this is one of the few times it feels like a horror thing. They did say they were going to be using the infected a lot more this season to make it feel like the games. So if this is what the games felt like, why didn't you run along the train until? At least they're not pushing their hands through the bars. Well, I guess this is how Dina finds out that she's immune. You know, there are many other characters who would have just immediately as she turned away. Hmm. Because, I mean, you can't exactly show her the thing on your arm because you burnt that off with acid, apparently. You can't show the bite on your stomach because you carved that so it didn't look like a bite. And what would have happened if Dina just left? Like, she couldn't bear seeing Ellie turn or be the one to kill her, so. Why did she just have a torch and a lantern? Well, I guess you've each got a big bombshell revelation. Yeah, so that is what all the vomiting at the sight of dead bodies has been, and what she found in the pharmacy. Was not expecting it to go that far. I mean, to be fair, we did see a dick on the screen this episode, so why am I that surprised? But didn't see the bruise last night. Beef jerky kiss, not bad. Well, the first time. You, but I want it with you is even nicer. Well, this went down a lot better than I was expecting. It's good to know. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say something about it. I mean, well, she just automatically accepts it and also brings Jesse into it. Like, now can I grab your backpacks or your jackets? think you may know where they are. They're heading this way. Okay. On the other side of the fighting. There was a lot that happened in that episode. And that was all just their first day in Seattle. Okay, well, I wonder what future days are gonna be if that's their welcome party. So they now know about the Seraphites and the brutality that they were going to. They obviously knew the WLF were also brutal. So it's very interesting to see. Does this become a three-way thing where they're versing both the Wolves and the Seraphites in the same way that the Wolves are versing them and the Seraphites? And I'm assuming the Seraphites wouldn't discriminate if they refuse to join then. I did like that bit at the start where Isaac just, I know I'm harping on about, but he had this big grandiose thing planned. And then, well, the Seraphite was like, hey, every day one of you guys leave. Just one, over to our side. None of us ever leave over to your side. Eventually, you will lose all of your numbers to us, whether by being killed or deserting. So, that means that in the end, you will lose, we will win if we stay true to our faith. And then he stood true and just held out his hand ready for the next punishment because he wasn't going to crack. And Isaac knew that can't break him. Gotta admire that a little. Okay, he's dead. But they did say at the start of this that they'd be utilizing the infected a lot more than they did in season one. Season one was during COVID time, so it's understandable that it was filmed during COVID time, so it's understandable that they couldn't really get everyone on set. They couldn't really do these grandiose infected things too often, which is why we only had the writhing mass during episode 2, the what was it, Endurance Survive, that big horde, and then everyone else was just people. So in this one we've had what was it, Through the Valley, day 1. We had a lot more people in Jackson than were in season 1. And a lot more like the WLF marching together in that. This feels a lot more lived in, and also a lot more infected. And so they're able to do these big things where the infected actually feel like a threat. And if this is episode 4, I don't know how many are going to be in this season. Last of Us season 2 episode count. It's apparently going to have 7 episodes. So that means there isn't really time for. It's 2 episodes less than season 1. And I know that the story of the second game is going to be split across 3 seasons, so I don't know what to expect, like where this is going to end. Like, obviously, it's not wrapping up Abby's stuff. Yeah, I could see it being that. Ooh, that would be interesting. I don't know how in line with the game this is, but imagine. So we've had episode 1 and 2 where the stories were crossed with the with starting with Abby, majority Ellie, then ending with Abby's group finding Jackson. Episode 2 was both sides experiencing the events leading up to the Horde in that. Mixed. Episodes 3, 4, 5. Because episode 5 is out, I recorded this a week late. It seems like they're all following Ellie's story. So if episode 6 and 7 are as well, it could end up with Ellie and Abby meeting again, and then season 3 is going to focus on Abby's side of the story, while Ellie and Dina were traveling to Seattle and exploring through it. I don't know how in line with the games that is, but that would be very interesting. But yeah, it is interesting how they've moved some things around, like with the whole um like showing the New Year's party at Jackson in real time. That was apparently a flashback. The seeing Joel on the porch was a flashback. Finding out why Abby killed Joel didn't happen till much later in the game. Here, Joel actually knows why he's being killed. So, it's interesting because I don't know the structure too much. I'm only parroting what I've heard other people say. So, I honestly don't know what to expect, whether. Because I know there's one thing that's definitely going to be a flashback. Well, 2 things. 2 things are definitely going to be flashbacks. I just don't even know if they're going to happen this season. But anyway, this was a very entertaining episode. It did not go in ways I expected it to. I expected Ellie to be a bit scared at the fact that Dina was pregnant, not immediately accepting and being like, huh, I guess you and me and your ex-boyfriend are having a kid? Okay. I could see them hooking up in the heat of passion. The first time they did it in the game was apparently in that Popfield 7-Eleven during, because remember it was Joel and Tommy together, Dina and Ellie on patrol. That's the word I've been trying to think. Patrol. And they did it then, the day after New Year's. Whereas here, it's, what was it, 3 months later? And it's after Dina thinking, oh shit, the girl that I love is dead, essentially, because she just got bit by an infected. No one can survive that. Oh no, all emotions are flooding out of me. And then Ellie, in turn, oh no, I almost got killed by the girl I love. She thought I was dead. She now knows my biggest secret. Oh shit, she's also pregnant. All the emotions are flooding out of me. But yeah, It was a very entertaining episode. I'm almost annoyed at myself for putting it off a week. But yeah, anyway, I don't know whether I'm going to do another episode in the morning slot tomorrow or save it for next week. I didn't do it with the what's it called? With the My Hero Academia. So probably I'll leave the double feature till next week. But with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.